The New York Jets set to kick off their 2025 season in their big week one clash against Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers this Sunday. However, they haven't even taken a snap yet, and the Jets continue to never have nice things. Star guard Alijah Vera-Tucker seems to suffer a serious injury that could miss significant time, potentially leading up to surgery. We'll get into it. Before we do so, welcome back to the Turn Up the Jets YouTube channel. As always, Joe Skirdo, your host. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Appreciate all the support. Like the video if you've actually liked it. You could also follow me on social media platforms such as X and on Instagram at Turn Up the Jets, all one word. Yes, I said it. Diana Rossini said it as well. And let's zoom in a little bit here. Alijah Vera-Tucker has suffered a potentially serious injury that could miss significant time, source says. She reported this. The New York Jets offensive line takes a hit ahead of its week one game against the Steelers. Vera-Tucker was named a captain for Aaron Glenn and his teammates earlier this week. He spoke to the media. It seemed like yesterday the Jets were fully healthy going into practice. Sean Simpson, who was battling injuries, was out there. Sauce Gardner, Tyrod Taylor. And then this news hits this morning. And I'm honestly just speechless. Like, first off, I feel bad for the player. I feel bad for the player. In 2022, he suffered a torn tricep that ended his season against the Denver Broncos. In 2023, he suffered a torn Achilles also against the Denver Broncos, which ended his season. For the most part, last season, he was able to stay healthy. He was banged up. He missed a few weeks, but for the most part, he was pretty healthy in his standards. A great player, probably the best Jets offensive lineman, in my opinion. He's able to play guard. He's able to play tackle. And the poor guy just can't stay healthy. I believe it's an arm injury. I'm making this video basically right after the news hit, so I don't know. Things are going to change. They're still looking into it, doing tests to see how significant this injury is. It could lead to surgery. And it looks like, 1,000% he's going to miss week one. You expect Josh Myers, the free agent signing, who they got over with the Green Bay Packers, is going to start at center. And their center to be, basically, and Joe Tippmann's going to move over to guard. And just a position he's not that experienced in. He was able to do very well last year. And when he had to go over to guard, when they had some injuries to the interior offensive line, but I don't think the Jets expected this to happen. They haven't even taken a snap yet, and they lose potentially their best offensive lineman and their captain of their offense. So just an absolute massive blow. Like, I can't even explain to you how massive a blow this is, and it's just the narrative is just getting stronger. The Jets can't get nice things. It's the same old Jets, even though I hate that saying, but it really is a reality here. I don't know how the injury happened. He got through training camp, which they were doing live tackling and live hitting, and especially as a lineman, he's going to take hits every single snap. This week is usually just a walkthrough preparation week of practice to get ready for week one against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I have no idea. I bet that Aaron Glenn will talk to the media today to discuss what happened and what are the options. But in reality, it looks like AVT is going to miss a large portion of the season, bearing a miracle here. Obviously, the best case scenario is avoiding surgery for Alijah Vera-Tucker. And again, we don't know the significance. We don't know what type of arm injury it is. We do know he had tricep, in the past, he's had tricep injuries, which led to a season ender, as I mentioned earlier in the video, in 2022. This is a guy who's on a contract year. And I know most Jets fans, if he had stayed healthy, you give him the extension because he's that good of a player. He's that big of an impact. He's almost a Swiss Army knife in the offensive line because he could play multiple positions. He could play the left side of tackle and guard. He could play the right side at tackle and guard. And that's a guy you love to have because, offensive lines, the reality, there's a lot of injuries that happen. The Jets had a ton of different types of offensive line last year because of injuries. And this was an offensive line that had huge expectations. You have 2 first-round, top 10-ish picks from the NFL draft the last 2 years in Membo and in Fashanu. Tippmann showed a lot of promise. John Simpson was really good last season. The biggest expectation to really help Justin Fields thrive in this offense was because the offensive line was going to be that good. It was going to be the best offensive line he's ever been behind in his career in the NFL. Luckily they have Myers. Myers is a legitimate NFL starter in the league, but there's also a reason why he started 4 years in Green Bay and had zero interest from any team in free agency besides the Jets, who, they weren't signing him to be the starter. They were signing him to be the backup. And now you have to force Tippmann, your starting center, to play guard the first week of the season against an unbelievable front seven of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, again, you feel bad for the player. You feel really bad for AVT. I mean, you just do. And if anyone watched that documentary on Prime Video, he was one of the guys they followed and, talked so much about the injury history and talk so much about the adversity he's already been through in the NFL, despite being a really good player. But it looks like they'll be without him for quite some time. I will continue to update. I'm going to make, a couple more videos prior to week 1 of the season. I'm going to have kind of a 2025 outlook and also a week 1 preview, and then a week 1 recap will probably be Monday or Tuesday because I will be traveling to go to the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. But man, oh man, can have nice things, everybody. Well, appreciate everyone watching the video. Just wanted to put that out there. Please subscribe to the channel if you've not already. Like the video if you've actually liked it. You can follow me on social media platforms, X and on Instagram at TurnUpJets. One word. Hopefully there's something that turns around and we get more updates of what exactly this injury is, how serious it is, does it include surgery, and we go from there. But until next time, see ya.